Of course, Spurs have a favourable run of fixtures. Which we would thingy, man. Man said, okay, you win. Oh, listen, I'm experienced. I'm a veteran in this sort of chat. I'm a veteran in this political parliament. It's not your fault. I've had a lot of experience, man. But let's get into this transfer business. Where do you lot want to start? Ain't no one care about why Vlahovic is struggling. Let's start with this. Who do you think is going to get relegated? Bit of a, it's kind of cheated it because two teams have gone in, Watford and Norwich. I back Burnley to go, really, but I don't want Leeds to, but it could happen. Mike Tyson avoids punishment for punching man on the plane. Bro, you should know. You got off lightly. You shouldn't have been hyping to Mike Tyson. He let you off easy. This experience can still be a good thing. Kevin Campbell believes Nuno Tavares will be a hit at Arsenal next season. I hope so as well. I hope this adaptation period helps him. But me, I'm trying to hear this Aaron Hickey thing. Forget all of that. Go on loan, safe. Tavares the crazy thing is, early on in the season, some fans were saying Nuno Tavares should start ahead of Tierney. This is about form. Fucking crack, because that was bullshit. Pardon my language. Tavares is a young player who's learning his trade. He will only get better. He'll be better next season for the experiences he's had. Yes, but I mean, could you start learning now? I mean, you are young, but you're old enough to learn from Old Trafford, from United, from Chelsea, from Nottingham Forest, from Selhurst Park. You're old enough to learn from this now, bro. Like, being young is being young, and it's true. But when you start factoring things, you're old enough to learn, cuz. Simple as that. It's been a roller coaster for him this year. He's had good times, terrible times, and indifferent times. Even when he's played well, he's still been Bandulu. Like, he has played his part. He has had a mad 15 minutes in certain games, but the fact West Ham away. But the fact of the matter is, he has not been dragged off when he has started recently. Oh, wow. That's improvement. Nuno will be better next season. This experience can only be a good thing. That's true, but that's dead, man. Shout out to him, but we need a new one, bro. We do. He is learning and things, but not everyone's a project player. I ain't giving up on Nuno Tavares, but if you could loan him out, make double the P's, then you get me. Things have to happen, really. Let's move on with this. Apparently, Arsenal are to take on Everton in Baltimore. American fans, another game's been added. So, yeah, people, this adds to the FC series where we'll also be playing Orlando City and Chelsea in July, people. So, yeah, make sure you're all there. If you're in America, you know what you could do, innit? Apparently, this follows on these comments, people, where apparently Raheem Sterling leave Manchester City this summer, Tottenham would be ahead of Arsenal in the race between the two clubs. Sterling is very intent on playing under Conte as his next manager if he was to make the move away from City. Tottenham have given Raheem Sterling guarantees about playing style and position. Apparently, Arsenal have Serge Gnabry on their transfer shortlist, and that's probably in line with his contract. So that's BS, people. So I'm not too sure on any of that. But if you look at it, people, well, that's Martinelli to Atletico Madrid. Is it this one? Here it is. Yeah, this is what he said about Raheem Sterling picking Spurs ahead of us, people. Allegedly, whoever this Don is. Sterling is an interesting one because I do think that the door is open for Sterling to leave Manchester City. I think there will almost be a North London derby style pursuit for Sterling. And from what I gather, should he leave City, Tottenham are ahead of Arsenal in that particular pursuit. Now, is what Jacobs, I'm only saying this because I'm an Arsenal fan and he's not saying the flip side of this, but Jacobs don't know. To be in Tottenham, technically closer to Northwest than Finsbury Park, but that tells me you just want an easy ride. I mean, Arteta, I'm looking at you a bit funny because I swear you're meant to know my man and he don't want to play. I can't begrudge him for wanting to play under Conte though, but that shows you what doing the business as a gaffer could do. But yeah, man, obviously he's contracted until 2023. So if Sterling is to join Arsenal, then Edu and Arteta are going to have to move quite quickly. But I think that Sterling is very intent, even though he will know Arteta very well, to play under Conte as his next manager if he is to make the move. The reason for that is because Tottenham have given him guarantees about style and about position. I'm sorry, they can give you guarantees about position. Really, you got Son on the left, Kulusevski going to be permanent on the right and came through the middle. Style, Arsenal play some toilet football, but come on now. Have fun playing wing back, Sterling, pussy hole. But anyways, see, I'm doing you dirty just because of this. The reason for that is because Tottenham have given him guarantees about style and position. I think that Tottenham pitches around let's get you back to what you do best, which is scoring goals. And I think Arsenal's pitch is going to be, let's get you back to what you did at the beginning of your career, which is being a very fluid, very versatile wide player that cuts inside. This guy is chatting tosh, man. I don't even think Spurs or Arsenal fans believe, big wages. Apparently, Sterling rejected the idea of going to Spurs last year in a potential swap deal for Harry Keza. And obviously, he would want apparently about 300k a week. Myth. See what I'm saying? Acting like he don't know you. Maybe he didn't like you, but yeah, that's that. In relation to Mavropanos, he refuses to rule out Stuttgart stay. If they get relegated, the obligation to buy becomes an option, which he could return to Arsenal and be sold. Stuttgart have the option to sign me. If they do that, I'm a Stuttgart player. That's all there is to say about it at the moment. As you know, he's been linked with West Ham as well. I don't think he's levels for the Premier League, people. At least at this moment in time, I'd rather just make the P's. So it is what it is. On terms of centre-backs, one centre-back I do think his levels, he's been linked with AC Milan. AC Milan plotting to repeat Chelsea transfer trick with Arteta set for crunch decision. AC Milan are reportedly plotting a move for William Saliba, with the Gunners set to make a final decision on his future over the coming weeks. The Italian side obviously signed Tomori, blah, blah, blah. We all know he's been on the peripheral. He hasn't made his debut. Apparently, he wants to come back and try and fight. Allegedly, Arsenal are open to selling him. We'll never know, people, really, really and truly, with what's happening. The Mirror claimed that AC Milan are prepared to launch a move that would test Arsenal's resolve. I think if you offer Arsenal their bread back and a sell-on clause, I think they'll do it. Shout out to Hudson-Odoi and Eddie Nketiah for switching to Ghana. It's about time, man. And shout out to the Ghanaians. You're getting some decent players rolling in. They're shameless because they didn't want to play in when you were trying to qualify for the World Cup. But it's cool. It don't seem like this is opening, people. So let's close that. Don't know what that was all about. Oh, shit. Maybe I should have waited. Arsenal and when did this come out? This was yesterday. Arsenal and Tottenham discover sole condition Lautaro Martinez will agree to transfer. He's more than happy at Inter Milan and will only leave the club should they ask him to, according to reports. That's because they're broke, allegedly. And you see rumours of a 60 million euros price tag. Apparently, Tottenham agreed a fee for him, only for it to go full through. And, last summer, him and Tammy Abraham were the ones that we wanted, people. As you can see here, he came close to joining. They had their bid accepted, but there was breaks on the deal. So, again, he could very much agree that again. So let's start closing things as well. I know the tab police are on to me. What else have we got? Close that as well. Shut up, Conte, man. It was unfair. Life's unfair, bro. It's unfair when you lot fucking cheat. Shut up, Conte, man. You ain't got the drip. It's not our fault. Anyways, away from this pussy old moaning, bro. You ain't even got real hair. I found out you got implants. Allow it, bro. You're a fraud. Arsenal report, Gunners lead race for 30 million midfielder linked with Real Madrid and Barcelona. Telemans, blah, blah, blah. Is this a Telemans thing again? Oh, I thought this would have been Fabian Ruiz. Man, are just recycling bullshit, really. Arsenal make direct contact for 35 million summer transfers. Mikel Arteta dream signing revealed. Arsenal have made direct contact with Manchester City's Gabriel Jesus, if recent reports are to be believed. This is hardly anything new, isn't it, people? We all know that this has been done. We know he's a top target for the striker position. We know Edu's held talks with him. So, yeah, I don't know. But apparently he's expected to leave Man City after the Haaland deal. No direct contacts between clubs yet. Blah, 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 blah. As you know, Arsenal has this on the top of their list after new contacts on the player side. This is BS, man. Just recycling the same old tosh. I don't give a crap what Conte has had to say. Aaron Hickey has been linked with us, and I'm all for that. Tavares, go out on loan and do your thing. Life's unfair. It's unfair when they're fucking cheating as well. Arsenal technical director Edu wants to sign 17 million rated left back Aaron Hickey from Bologna to replace disappointing Nuno Tavares this summer, as talks with the Serie A side are imminent. This is Hickey enough. He can play left back, right back. I think he has a future in midfield potentially. Still raw, still a lot to learn. Got over his injuries. The last fullback we bought from Bologna worked out half decent. There's no reason why this one can't either, people. In my opinion, we'd be stupid not to explore this opportunity and try a thing. 400 of you locked in, 158 likes. Come on, people. Unexpected high bills due if you don't support the thing. But anyways, Arsenal said to be looking to replace Nuno Tavares this summer. He struggled to provide cover for Tierney. Obviously, Hickey, who already has 2 caps for Scotland, could also be set to provide backup for his international teammate in North London as Mikel Arteta looks to strengthen his options at left back this summer. Edu is eyeing up a move for the 17 million rated Hickey from Bologna to replace the disappointing Tavares at Arsenal. I wouldn't say I'm disappointed with Tavares because this is what he was going to do. This you could see. Hickey could be the guy, man. Apparently, this Italian publication claims contact between the two clubs over the signing of Hickey is imminent. The 19-year-old joined the Serie A side in 2020 from Hearts and has swiftly impressed in Italy, netting 5 times and providing 1 assist in 34. He made the move for 1.5 million. However, the North London side are set to face competition for his signature with Brentford, Newcastle, AC Milan, where the first 2 clubs could probably offer him more first-team football. And AC Milan are all reportedly interested in the youngster, with Conte also said to be an admirer. Hickey has previously hinted that he'd be open to following in the footsteps of fellow Scots Tierney and Liverpool's Andy Robertson by showcasing his talent in the Premier League. What have you said here? We'll look at that. But he said, I might want to challenge myself somewhere else and have a different experience, but who knows the future? I do see a lot of talk. It's nice to know there's interest from other clubs. It gives you some confidence, but you just got to keep your head down and focus on football. That's true, but what have you said here? What have you said? Let's see what you said. 20 million, give it to them. Give it to them. Give them the peas, man. It's been really good here. As I said, who knows? I might want to have a new challenge, but I probably wouldn't mind coming here every day, to be honest. It's good to see other Italian teams are interested. It's nice to see that because it's Serie A. It's a top league and there are top teams. It's nice to see big teams around your name. Crazy. And he spoke about Tierney and Robertson. He said, I met a few of them from the Scotland camp and got in some good chats with some of them, and it was dead nice. And you get a feel for what they're doing. A few of them asked me, how's it staying out in Bologna? How's the football? And a few of them said the league is really good and they'd love to play in the league. I just said it's class. Get yourself over. And yeah, Newcastle and Brentford are onto him. He's rated at 19 to 20 million. So it is what it is, people. And apparently they want to, Newcastle, for what it's worth, want to seek the buy option on Matt Target. Crazy stuff, man. So we'll have to see what's going on with Aaron. But yeah, it is what it is in that regards. Close that. What's this? So yeah, apparently Eddie wants Hickey. Sorry, I keep saying Hickey. Aaron Hickey for Arsenal as a replacement for Tavares. 20 million euros is on the plate. According to British sources, direct contact is expected between Arsenal and Bologna in the next few hours, people. So it is what it is in that regards. Close that. Boy, who cares about that? In relation to, in fact, just before we get into Eddie Nketiah, apparently Martinelli's been linked with Atletico Madrid, people. Martinelli has excelled under Mikel Arteta. Careful, they said he didn't have a plan for him. We've been linked with another Pepe, and apparently Martinelli's been linked with Atletico Madrid. I don't think this is happening, people. It could just be people wassing it. We've been linked with Raul de Thomas again. I don't think that's happening, but he is a striker, people, in Spain, which is Arteta's homeland. He's probably preed him. So, yeah, I don't know about that. No one wants your guy, man. But anyways, in relation to Eddie Nketiah, apparently Arsenal pulling out all the stops to keep Eddie Nketiah, with the manager Mikel Arteta desperate to keep out of contract star with 6 Premier League teams, including West Ham and Crystal Palace, eyeing a transfer. We all know he's in his last 5 games, he's got 4 goals, which 2 have come in 2 different of the London clubs. Contracts up. There's rumors of 2 strikers. Now I'm keen to see. Obviously, we've got to remember, in an ideal world for me, 2 strikers arrive and Eddie signs a new deal. Eddie can be part of the squad, or he goes out on loan, or whatever. We get Gabriel Jesus and one of these other guys. We've got to remember things can happen. You know, I wouldn't even rule out Lacazette staying, even though I don't think it's a thing, you know. Let's just say we've gone for 2 strikers. It hasn't worked out. We've only brought 1. That could grant Lacazette and or Eddie extended stays at the football club. Just like in midfield, and you know, in terms of incomings and outgoings, things are very rarely straightforward. So we'll have to see. West Ham are in pole position to sign Eddie should he not renew at Arsenal. The thing is, Eddie, I think you've shown you can be a rotation option here. Where to say, okay, 38 games, you're going to be the guy for us. And that's probably what you need. I think you should go Germany, really. But I'd understand if you want to stay in London in the Premier League, you got to think about a lot. Apparently, Arsenal are reportedly hopeful of keeping Eddie this summer. For me, tell him every lie. Yeah, bro, you're going to be rotation. We're going to build around you. The minute he signs that deal, safe. 2 new strikers in this place. Promises our comfort to Aida. So yeah, we want to keep him. He scored 2 against Leeds. Sorry, he didn't bag against West Ham. 2 against Leeds, 2 against Chelsea. Should have had about 10 against West Ham. Had a good game. As a result, Mikel Arteta is said to be desperate to keep Eddie Nketiah, and the Mirror report that the club are willing to increase his salary from one of the first team's lowest earners to one of the highest paid people. The report also details that as many as 6 Premier League clubs are eyeing a free transfer for the forward this summer, with 2 major European clubs also interested. Crystal Palace, who have tried to buy him in the last 2 windows. Arsenal rejected it in January and personal terms couldn't be agreed in the summer. And West Ham, which is a big club for him to go to, are among the interested parties. Sport to sign Eddie if Arsenal cannot convince him. Eddie Nketiah's salary is said to be around 45 grand a week after he signed the 5-year deal back in 2017. Whether we think Eddie was lack of proactiveness, that's his first. He's still probably on that first significant deal since he became 18. Now you've got to show that you deserve more and whatnot, but we shouldn't be in this scenario, really and truly. So I don't know, man. Anyways, Nketiah's salary as well. We're reading the same thing. Apparently, Brighton and Newcastle. Brighton would be a great fit for you. You know, probably the best fit in terms of first team football. Newcastle, massive club. I'm sure Joe Willock can give you the cosign, and probably Isaac Hayden. They're all keen, and we all know Leverkusen and Mönchengladbach have been linked with him, which could be good. You'd probably be granted the most. Set to lose Lacazette with his deal expiring. It's all a madness. Apparently, Lyon have offered Lacazette a deal. Should Arsenal keep Nketiah, they would only target one forward in the transfer window, with Manchester City's Gabriel Jesus, Everton's Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and Darwin Núñez all linked in recent weeks. I'm sorry, but as much as I think Gabriel Jesus just needs a platform, we'd still be betting on potential. You know, as much as I think Eddie's now shown he can be a rotation option, on 38 in the league, the business in the Champions League and latter stages of the cup, and Gabriel, we're still betting on potential. And for someone that talks about we need 90 to 100 goals, Gabriel Jesus and Eddie Nketiah, based on what they have right now, not potentially they might, but right now they haven't got that. So I still think you need, who knows, people, but that's what it said there, innit? So yeah, hopefully there's resolution to that. On the topic of Eddie, let's see the original report, people. Arteta's desperate to keep him. As I keep saying, you've got to take your chance, and chances come, and this might be a turn of a corner. But if I was Eddie, just something to consider is the fact that Arsenal are going to bring recruits. Even if we bring in a winger, it indirectly affects how you are in the team. You know, I still would like to play Martinelli through the middle as well. Also, think about what it's taken to get to this chance where you've been granted an extended stay. I'm not saying Arteta doesn't rate you or anything, but as I keep saying, it's taken a failed pursuit for Vlahovic, and now that we've learnt Darwin Núñez in January, it's taken us failing to bring in Tammy Abraham or Latoro last summer, which we was trying to let Eddie leave. It's taken Aubameyang and Arteta to beef. It's taken Lacazette to lose his form for you to be granted an extended stay. So Eddie would, if we assuming we get Champions League and things like that, it would make sense. But we can't do the recency bias thing, sort of thing. So yeah, he's gonna have interest. He's young, he's English, whether he develops or not. There, I hope Eddie signs a new deal in the same way I hope El Nene does, because you could be a sideman and you're literally, all I see is dollar signs. All I see is peas. This could be 20 million, but Arsenal seem. We were linked with Gnabry, as was Real Madrid. Obviously, Gnabry's at loggerheads with his club Bayern Munich about contract talks, so we're gonna have to look at that. So I don't know what's going on there. Arsenal have signed someone to a new contract. Maritz has